welcome to the Hollywood Raw Podcast, Raw Rundown, where we give you the top 10 stories of the week, all in the world of entertainment news, pop culture news, celebrity news. You know the deal. My name is Adam. Glyn. Over there is Dax Holt, two entertainment news journalists with more than 2 decades of experience. If you add it up and then you minus 4, then it kind of, you do the math. Yeah, we have a lot of experience. But good to see you, Dax. I am doing well. Thank you for asking. But I am doing really well. It's we're doing this. So we're doing this we're recording this on Thursday. We got to be honest. Diddy's going to make the top 10 stories of the week. Believe it or not the number one story this week. But there's going to be stories that are going to kind of come out later in the day, I'm sure, because the case is going on as we do this podcast. But we try to keep it most up to date as possible. I know Dax is, I feel like at the end of the day now, the stories we'll get into that. It wasn't as crazy this week of the entertainment news stories for Diddy, but maybe because it was a 4-day week. The courts were closed on Monday, but still very involved into this story. Dax, how are you? You were in Vegas. Did you?
I did Vegas. Vegas was good. I survived. Vegas was good. It was a work trip, so it wasn't like playtime necessarily. And now I leave today to go to Atlanta. So just been kind of all over the place recently.
Good. Dax is really trying to get that silver status at Delta, so congratulations on that. Today is our Raw Rundown where we give you the top 10 stories of the week. How do we pick the top 10 stories of the week? It goes by Google search, it goes by data, and lastly, it goes by our personal opinions, but ultimately it comes to the data, what people are clicking on. My stuff, like I said last week, my work is starting to slow down this week. I really don't have to do too much. I did actually get a scoop. Actually, we'll get that. We'll get into it later. Actually, I don't even know if it happened yet, and I actually want your advice. But we'll get into all this later. It kind of goes into the Raw Rundown, and don't think I'm hiding the story. I'm going to tell you the story, and I want Dax's opinion on it. But I'll tell you the story because it involves a story regarding the Raw Rundown. Dax, you ready? Do you want to do a review, or do you want to get right into it?
Yeah. I got a review. Let me. Okay. Again, I'm trying to pull it up on this new system here. It's gets me every time, but let me go for it. All right, this one right here. This review, is it sharing yet? Do you see it?
I do not see it.
Oh, here we go.
Now I see it. So it says, I see it.
Yep. Gen CIB1 says Hollywood Raw. That is the headline. 5-star review says always an interesting show, whether it's the Raw Rundown or a guest. And Adam, I get it. I'm 32, and Robin Williams in the Millennium music video was my sexual awakening.
Dude, something about English people, Craig David and Robbie Williams, they do it for me. But no, Robbie Williams is the man. I think. Please let me know in our private Facebook group, Off the Record, if you've seen the movie Better Man. Dax, can you please watch? Can you please put that on your list to watch for me?
That'd be a no. That's a no from me. I have literally zero interest in watching that movie. I'm sorry.
You're giving it like. Listen, if you watch Better Man, I'll watch The Matrix.
See, you watching The Matrix really should be for your own good.
That's probably true. Better Man was a great movie. Robbie Williams, great artist. He's a star, and there's not too many stars out there these days.
Okay, how about if I watch that, you have to watch the trilogy, because The Matrix is technically 3 films that you need to watch.
Oh my God, you're telling me I got to dedicate 6.5 hours to this?
It's probably even more than that. I think some of those movies were getting up to almost 3 hours.
Oh, then fine. Then you have to watch Better Man, and then you have to watch Passion of the Christ with the Mel Gibson one, and then you have to dress like him as you watch it, and let me watch you as you watch it.
All right, then you have to watch my old home video of me getting my bris.
Remember when that movie came out, Passion of the Christ? That was like the greatest marketing campaign. Like, oh my God, everyone got religious for 2 weeks. Like, this is crazy. And then we found out Mel Gibson did the movie was an anti-Semite and then changed everything. I'm like, maybe he's not that religious. That was all a weird era. All right, let's get to the Raw Rundown, starting with number 10.
All right, number 10, we have been talking about the Artem and Nikki Bella divorce for quite some time, all the happenings between them. Well, Artem has now bought a new home because she was awarded the marital home in the divorce settlement. Well, he bought a new one for $915,000. It's up in Napa Valley.
Wait, how much money?
$915,000.
Almost $1 million. Cheap, dude. That's a lot of money. Did he really need
Yeah.
that type of? Is that California real estate, or I mean, I guess he wants
I
to live
mean,
close
half
to
of
his
it's,
kid.
first off, you're in Napa, which is a highly desirable, like wine country area. But then he moved out. Like, I think the house that they owned together was 1.5. And
Okay.
so he needed to have something that was kind of equivalent so that when the kid goes back and forth, they're living the same style, same level of lifestyle, right? And so he bought this home. It's in a secluded area. What was interesting with let me find the actual details here. But it basically, he bought the home 2 weeks ago for $915,000, according to real estate records. He took out a $640,000 loan, but
Okay.
what I was surprised about, he's expected to pay it off by June 2026.
June. Wait, I'm sorry.
Like
June when?
2026, by next year. He's
That's.
going to pay off a $640,000 loan in a year. I was like,
Is he like
dang,
wait?
all
Someone
right.
owes him money that he's just waiting on.
So the other thing is, he has 2 condos here in LA, and that's my only other thought, is maybe he's going to sell off these other
Oh, so get some
properties.
cash.
Yeah, because he's got a home in Van Nuys, which he purchased in 2022 for
Wait, Van Nuys or
323,000.
Oh, Van
Van
Nuys.
Nuys, Van
Okay.
Nuys, and then he's got a townhome in another part of California, which he purchased in 2021 for $400,000. So maybe he's like, oh, I'm just gonna get rid of my other ones and buy this. But he's also a part of the divorce settlement. He is getting, I want to say it was like $3,500 a month from her. So as part of the divorce settlement and spousal support, and so maybe that's going to it. I don't know. It seems like he's got a lot more money than I thought he did, is what it really comes down to. And then she has to pay him $200,000 on top of it as part of the divorce settlement as well.
Wow. I mean, his listen. That divorce did affect his career. He left Dance with the
Big
Stars
time.
because he got arrested. So rightfully so, it didn't end well. I mean, even when she did the interview, she kind of talked about saying like, "Well, I was the breadwinner" and stuff like that, and stuff like that.
So
Yeah, you
wait, let me
probably
let
were.
me let me. So she did the Nikki and Brie podcast right the other day. Talked about the $200,000 that she had to give to him, and she actually said something that was kind of interesting. She said that it was actually a steal, and that she wasn't left bitter. And a lot of people are like, oh wow, like, I'm surprised that you would say that publicly after going through a divorce and having to go in front of the judge, but saying you got a good deal on the divorce was another thing. But she said, she goes, the judge at the end of it said, this is the first time in all the years I've done this where a woman had to pay a man. You should be so damn proud of yourself. You built such an empire that someone wants a piece of it, which I thought was really interesting. Like, you don't hear that. You don't even, you don't hear that quite often. And for her, like, yeah, she has been ridiculously successful in the wrestling world. And I don't know. I just thought that was kind of a cool little factoid.
Well, I mean, the other factoid, I'm thinking just this $900,000 house. He's gonna have to pay. What's the current interest? Is like over like 6.9, close to 7% on that house. Like, I'm just the money. I'm like, dude, you better start teaching some dance classes somewhere. Or, I don't know what the status of him getting on Dancing with the Stars again. But again, that divorce, it definitely affected his career because there was arrest involved, and obviously when you hear domestic abuse, and obviously all the charges were dropped, even though they were dropped, you
Mhm.
still have that stamp to her name. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but hey, good for her. Good, she's making money. I'm assuming he's happy. Shows you what the real
Uh,
estate is. I'd be curious what that house looks like, but
I
all
got to
right.
imagine both of them are probably happy to put a lot of this crap behind them.
Yeah, there's definitely they're gonna say it's amicable, but I for some reason I feel like there's a little bit of bitterness.
Oh yeah.
But let me answer this, Dax. Once there's a settlement of what the arrangement is as far as the cost, is that public information or did they release that?
Not all the time. That's why I was a little surprised that we are getting so many details about all of this, that the judge could easily seal this information and we wouldn't ever see it, but we're kind of seeing a lot of it. And they're also, the fact that she's talking about it on her podcast is really confirming that those numbers are accurate. Because sometimes you read the stories and you're like, oh, she had to give him $200,000. No way. Like, that's not true. But she went on, she talked about it publicly. So we know that all that information that has come out is in fact true.
Yeah. All right. Number 9.
Number 9, if you watched the opening of the AMAs this week, Jennifer Lopez was on there. She was hosting. She did this whole medley where she performed during all these different big hit songs. She was dancing around on stage. She got a lot of people kind of their eyebrows raised when she was seen kissing numerous dancers. But she did this whole performance that lasted like 7 minutes, and it was just her dancing around to all the hits. We kind of talked about it earlier in the week, but it was a long routine. And I have to tell you, that was the one thing that she had to remember a lot of choreography to do this. That was the part that impressed me is Jennifer Lopez is very talented, very talented. And she did a full 7-minute dance routine. It was a little weird, but nevertheless, she's a fantastic performer. I have to give her that.
She's a great performer. Would you put Jennifer Lopez in the legendary category at this point in her career?
It's like I would say yes, but then I think like who would be in the top 10? I don't think she'd make the top 10.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you've got Elvis, you've got Madonna, you've got Elton John, Britney Spears. Like there are a lot of people I think that would rank above her, but I would say she's probably in the top 30.
I think what makes her kind of interesting. She's had a very 360 career from acting to singing. With all that together, it's been pretty interesting. Do I think she's dancing? Do I think she's the best singer? Personally, no, but I don't think she's bad.
But
as a
you know what?
singer.
I don't knock big performers if they're not like the best singer. If they put on a good show, like Britney Spears, was she the best singer? No. Did she put on an amazing show? Yes. And I was entertained and people liked it. Like that, I think they kind of balance each other out a little bit. You don't have to be like Adele has the most amazing voice. Does she put on the best show? No. You know what I'm saying? Like she performs and you're just blown away by her voice, but she's not dancing and like fireworks aren't going off. So you kind of give and take, I think, with some of this stuff.
Yeah, I think the thing I respect most about Jennifer Lopez is not like she ever took a break from singing or acting. She did both full time for
Mm-hmm.
so long. Like she's still aggressively pursuing this stuff and working at it, even at her age. And she still looks great. They say she's had no work. I don't know what to believe on that. I mean, listen, whatever. But even if she did, no judgment. I'm not saying she's not talented. Like you said, I don't think she's the best singer out there. But with this performance, obviously, here we are talking about it. Became a big news story. I would. Was I a fan of it? Yes and no. Of course, I want to see Jennifer Lopez kiss a girl on stage. That's fucking awesome. I'm a dude. However, it's almost like it was too thirsty and trying too hard to make news. So maybe cringe a little bit. It's like, come on, like just we've seen that done before. Come up with a new way of like making us talk about you.
Yeah. Well, listen, we're all talking and no one else is talking about anything else from the AMAs, so it clearly worked.
Mm, true. I didn't even know. I mean, I know AMAs.
I didn't even know the AMAs were on, to be honest with you.
I couldn't tell you. I mean, there was a lot of influencers there because they had to fill seats. And yeah, I mean, who cares? It's the Who Gives a Shit Awards. Number 8.
Who Gives a Shit Awards?
All right, we're at the Who Gives a Shit Awards. Our host tonight.
All right. What number are we on? 8.
Number 8, yeah.
Kevin Costner is now being sued by a Horizon 2 stunt double over a rape scene that she says was unscripted and violent. So Kevin Costner, he was sued by the stunt performer who basically says that there was an unscripted rape scene without warning or proper filming protocols. So the woman's name is Devlin LaBella. She's 34. She filed the lawsuit on Tuesday in Los Angeles County. If you know, Costner is behind the Horizon series. He's the director, the producer, and the star of the film series. And she is alleging sexual harassment, hostile work environment, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. She says that this was a violent, unscripted, unscheduled rape scene unfolded during a filming in Utah back in 2023. And this is all according to the complaint. And that she filmed the scene and basically it filled her with shame. upended her career and left her reeling with permanent trauma. So I can tell you, if we kind of go back in time here, because I was reading through, I was like, what do you mean? How can there possibly be an unscripted rape scene? Like, that doesn't even make sense for filming. But how she explained it was that she was there as a stunt performer, and that the lead actress was the one that was supposed to be doing a scene, and the lead actress ended up getting upset, leaving the set, and they basically asked the stunt person, can you come in and step in for the actor during these a physical scene? And so she was like, okay. So she arrived on set that day. According to the complaint, she learned that Costner had requested additional scenes, not on the call sheet, in which the actor was to one of the other actors was to climb up on top of her and violently hike up her skirts, simulating a rape scene. The scene was not specified for that day. No close set was specified. No arrangements were made for the set's intimacy coordinator to be present during the filming. And due to this ad hoc violent nature of the sudden script change, along with the failure to secure contractually required intimacy coordinator, she became upset. The main actress became upset and walked off set, refusing to do the scene. So now the stunt coordinator was unaware of what exactly happened, and she was told to fill in for the main actress. And I guess she wasn't warned about the sexual nature of the scene, which she learned was and which she kind of found out about in the media in the moment and without notice, and they just basically filmed a rape scene. And so she said afterwards it really like messed her up in the head. So anyway, I was trying to get to the reason behind why it was an unscripted rape scene. Like, she wasn't necessarily supposed to be there. There was no stunts being filmed, but the lead actress walked off. She filled in. And anyway, Kevin Costner's people are saying this is absolutely BS, that she was prepped, that she knew about it, that there was nothing. Like, she did the scene and then she went out with people and they were talking about it. So they claim she was fully involved in it, that there was nothing that was a surprise. So anyway, we'll see how this unfolds in court.
Yeah. I want to see what the settlement. We're never gonna know. It's gonna be a settlement, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a settlement. It's crazy how many cases just end with some sort of settlement. But yeah, it's a case. I'm sure she'll get a few dollars just to be like, okay, thank you, next. And how long does the case keep going until there is a settlement? Because it just means higher lawyer fees. Yeah, they just want to.
Kevin Costner's dealt with enough legal fees over the last couple of years with his divorce that I think he's going to be like, just get rid of this.
Yeah,
be done with it. Pay her.
10. Number 7.
Billionaire David Geffen, his estranged husband, who is 32 years old, and keep in mind David Geffen is 82, is requesting spousal support amidst their big, very expensive divorce. I mean, I guess expensive, but not really. David Geffen made all his money before he got married to this guy anyway. And so I think a lot of it is locked up, and there's probably a prenup and the whole thing. But, Geffen, who's worth about $8.7 billion, according to Forbes. Him and his husband, they cited irreconcilable differences. They listed the separation as of February 22nd. And now the husband is saying, cool, but I want some spousal support, and I want you to pay me my attorney's fees. And I think David Geffen is all good with it. I think he's got enough money to go around. It didn't seem like he objected to it. So it seems like the husband will walk away with some money at least. And I know in California, they can sometimes do it like about give spousal support for like half the length of the marriage. So if they were married for 2 years, he may walk away with getting paid for at least a year's worth of time, and probably a big payout as well.
Here's a kid that marries one of the richest people out there. They get divorced. There's no prenup, and I'm sure this kid no, I'm gonna be with this guy forever.
No, I'm sure there's a prenup.
Yeah, you think
I think there was a prenup. A billionaire getting married to a 32-year-old. There's no one in David Geffen's life that would have been like, yeah, go ahead and just marry this guy and don't protect your assets. Get out of here.
So I'm just curious, at what point? So just to kind of tell you, Dex, David Geffen did not have a prenup with his husband, David Armstrong. The
What?
couple married in March 2023 and filed for divorce in May 2025 after less than 2 years of marriage. Despite the absence of a prenup, California law classifies that assets acquired before marriage, such as Geffen's
Oh, see, that's
substantial
why
holdings in
he's not.
stocks and
He's
real estate.
retired.
Yeah,
He's
so
retired. So
therefore
there's
Armstrong is
nothing
unlikely to receive a significant portion of Geffen's estimated $8.7 billion fortune.
Yeah, he didn't make it during the marriage, so I mean, I got to imagine there's still record money coming in. You know, he owned all these record labels and stuff. So I'm sure there's money coming in, but nothing that would affect his massive chunk of cash.
Well, under California law, spousal support is typically awarded for half the length of marriage. In this case, Armstrong is entitled to 1 year of spousal support. Additionally, Geffen has agreed to cover Armstrong's legal fees. So are these lawyers going to be like, hey, are they, it's kind of an interesting thing. Like, are these lawyers like, yeah, I'm covering your lawyer fees, but your lawyers are sort of working for me. So they got my best
that's
interest
normal.
involved.
What's funny is as you were speaking, I was like, oh yeah, I think I did report on this a couple weeks ago. You know, when you cover so much, you forget all the like little details. Yeah, I think I did report on that.
I forgive you.
Oh well.
I forgive you. Just watch Robbie Williams' Better Man, and everything's all cool between us. Number 6.
Stefon Diggs and Cardi B hanging out this week on a boat. They were out partying for Memorial Day weekend. And a lot of people talking about, and if you don't, a lot of people probably know the name Stefon Diggs, listen to the podcast, but maybe don't know why. Well, he is a New England Patriots wide receiver. So
great football player, wide receiver. He was on the Buffalo Bills. He's one
super
of the best
famous dude.
Yeah.
And he's been seen out and about with Cardi. They've gone to like basketball games and they seem to be together and having a good time. Well, there's video of him on this boat and he is just surrounded by all these like girls in bikinis and they're touching him and they're flirting with him. And he's like, what'd you say my name was? Daddy. Say my name, Daddy. And so I got a lot of eyebrows raising of like, what's he doing? Because she was on the boat as well. She's just not in this video where all these women are flirting with him and he's shirtless and one of them is like touching his chest and grabbing his throat and all this kind of stuff. But either way, Cardi was there. There's other videos of the two of them. She's like bent over and freaking on him. She's dancing around. I mean, whatever works for the couple, right? It's not like he's seen in a club like this. She's on the boat, so I gotta imagine they're all good with whatever their situation is.
I don't really know. Here's an interesting thing. I was getting some tips that Stefon wanted to be shot and photographed with Cardi. Of course, he likes the attention when he was going to basketball games. So I was hearing some words that he like wanted some setup shots. Cardi is a cool person, but it just sounds like she's getting into a little bit of a shitty situation with this guy.
A what situation?
Well, and here's also the thing is the Patriots saw the video of him hanging out with these girls. He was passing out some substance to the girls, which they don't know. The Patriots, who just picked up Stefon Diggs, are now looking into this a little bit more as a team issue. Like, hey, what was this guy doing?
So the video shows him handing her a baggie, and it's got something pink in it. I don't dabble in this stuff. Could you tell what the hell or what it possibly could be? Because I didn't even know. I was like,
who's walking around with
handing over bubble gum or something?
Pink stuff. I mean, I don't know who has bubble gum in a pink little bag. So something to me thinks that I have to, from the outside looking in, and again, I was not there, I would assume that was some sort of paraphernalia. And now the Patriots are even looking into it a little bit
did you
more.
watch it? Because I'm like looking at it, I'm like, I can't tell what the hell that is.
I don't know what it is.
Like,
There's
I
some
can't
weird
tell if
drugs
it's a
out there.
powder. I can't tell if it is a stick of gum. Like, I really cannot tell what the hell is in that baggie.
You know what I mean?
When they're like making it seem like it's bad, I'm like, are we sure it's bad, or is it a pair of pink headphones? I have no idea.
We don't know, and I would have to kind of taste it to know if it's bad or not. And then give me a few hours and see what my body feels, and I can let you know if it's bad or not. But I know the Patriots are investigating or looking into it a little bit more because the video is a little concerning, especially if you're the New England Patriots. Dak's number, what number are we on? 6?
We are, yes. No. 5.
5. Sorry, number 5.
Hugh Jackman's ex is now speaking out about the traumatic journey of betrayal that she had to deal with as she went through that divorce with Hugh Jackman. So Debra Furness, they had announced their separation back in 2023 after 27 years of marriage. And then shortly after, he was seen out with Sutton. What was her name?
Sutton Foster.
Something. Foster.
Foster.
And everyone was like, holy shit, that was fast for him to just rebound and move on. And obviously a lot of people pointed to Sutton also filed for divorce of her marriage for 10 years. And so it seemed like all things pointed towards they hooked up, they fell in love, and then both of them divorced their significant others. Well, now Debra is speaking up for the first time because she's been very quiet. They only had put out one statement a while back that said, after 27 years of marriage, we have decided to split ways. This is going to be our only statement. Well, not so much. She is now saying, she talked to the Daily Mail and said, my heart and compassion goes out to everyone who has traversed the traumatic journey of betrayal. She said, however, I believe in a higher power and that God / the universe, whatever you relate to as your guidance, is always working for us. The belief has helped me navigate the breakdown of almost a 3-decade marriage. She basically said the separation was, quote unquote, a profound wound that cuts deep. And even when presented with the apparent adversity, it is leading us to our greatest good, our true purpose. It can hurt, but it can be a long run. Returning it to yourself and living within your own integrity, blah, blah, blah. Basically, I think she was saying this motherfucker cheated on me, and now I'm trying to navigate my life because we had a happy marriage. We have 2 children together. I didn't expect to be alone right now, and he's out there taking photos with his new girlfriend while I'm still trying to deal with divorce.
I mean, he had to do the setup shot. We were the ones who covered that, the setup shot between Hugh Jackman and Sutton Foster. He had to address it because there's so stories around it that these two are seeing each other. So, yeah, I mean, she is definitely still processing. It's actually interesting that we haven't seen her photographed in so long. I mean,
I never really see her, though. Like, even when they were together, the only time I'd ever see her out is when she'd be walking down the street with Hugh. You know what I'm saying? And because he's the one that gets photographed. He's the one people follow. I don't think they recognize her necessarily when she goes out. So I just don't see photos. And I don't think it's a big payday for them.
Yeah, I think now, especially if she's living in New York, I mean, there's just not a lot of paparazzi anymore. When I started doing this, there was about 30 paparazzi every day out. Now you're talking about a handful of paparazzi because it's so hard to make money. So those guys are working on other things, not on her. But for them, I think the bigger shot is the photos of Hugh and Sutton not waiting on Debra. So she was very sweet, very nice when I saw her. And I don't disagree with her. She's still sort of navigating this new chapter in her life. It's not easy, and she's working through it. But it sounds like this era of them is finally kind of coming to an end. But we also haven't seen Sutton Foster in a while. You know, she was teaching classes. Like, you could go, even though she's dating Hugh Jackman, she's a star. She teaches, like, I don't know if it's like yoga or dance classes in the city. You could just go and take a dance class with her.
That's crazy.
I don't know if we would do it, but, it's just if people out there, look up Sutton Foster dance classes, and it's like $25. Go take a dance class from Hugh Jackman's girlfriend. Okay, that's it. Number 4.
Brad Pitt finally speaking up for the first time about finalizing his divorce from Angelina Jolie after 8 years of basically going through the court system and dealing with this divorce with each other. So he sat down with GQ to discuss his upcoming F1 movie, and they basically said, so you have any relief after finalizing your divorce? And he goes, no, I don't think it was that major of a thing. Just something coming to fruition legally. I'm like, what? I feel like this was the never-ending legal battle that we've been talking about for so long. So for him to be like, no, it's not that major of a thing. I'm like, yes, it was, Brad. What are you talking about? It was a total major thing. I think, and they had even said they were exhausted from fighting each other in court. I think what it really comes down to is it became normal for them. Like, they had been fighting and going through this legal battle for so long that it became their norm. Like, if you're dealing with this for 8 years, that's what you know. There's, you know what I'm saying? Like, that is your day in and day out, and you live in this weird like marriage purgatory where you can't really marry anyone else, you can't do anything else because you're still married to each other. And so I think with it finally, like the divorce signing off, he's probably like, all right, well, cool, done with that, now I can just move on. So in his mind it wasn't major because it had just been going on forever.
Yeah. Did you see the video that they posted on the GQ Instagram? I sent it over to you. Did you see
Yeah,
this
because they
video?
did like a whole photo shoot with him
Like
and
video?
yeah, what about
I mean, the guy is the man. I mean, he's the guy. He's not my male crush because, but like you could see why he's like guys just want to be him. Like he's just the man.
He's cool. Yeah.
He's so
He's
dude.
just
The
a
guy is
cool
cool.
dude.
And you know what's so funny? It's just like he's just so cool, and he's gotten older. But somehow, as he gets older, he still looks great, and he still looks cool. Let me ask you this, Dax, because we got into it this past week in the podcast of me saying Leonardo
Mhm.
DiCaprio is a good actor. He's not like an unbelievable actor. He doesn't have range, and you kind of came at me. So I'm just curious, Dax. In your opinion, who's the better actor? Is it Leonardo DiCaprio or Brad Pitt?
I still say Leo.
Well, do you think Leo's a better actor than Brad Pitt?
I think so. I
Who's
think
the
Leo is literally the most talented dude in Hollywood. I think he's phenomenal.
Okay? I'm not mad.
I'm not taking anything away from Brad Pitt. I think Brad Pitt is also a phenomenal actor, like really, really good. But I really like Leo. I like his movies. I like what he's done. So that is my personal opinion.
Do you like Brad Pitt movies?
I love Brad Pitt movies. Yeah, I think he's
See,
great.
I think Brad Pitt has done more range in his films and different than Leonardo DiCaprio has.
Okay, that's your personal opinion. That's
No,
not
it's
true.
I'm
but
right.
Yeah,
That's what it is. I'm right. That's not my personal opinion. I'm right. No, Leonardo DiCaprio is a great actor. I think Brad Pitt to me is just surprisingly just the range of movies he's done has really showed his, his what he could do as an actor. And this movie F1 movie, like I
hmm
don't care. I'm not an F1 guy. I know it's very popular and big. I have no interest. But because Brad is sort of involved in it, like or doing it, like and I saw the trailer, I'm like, I gotta watch this movie because he makes a movie for me. Whereas Leonardo
that's
DiCaprio, it's
how I
like,
feel with Leo. Leo
well,
makes a movie for me.
yeah, but you know what, dude? Leonardo DiCaprio, if Alec Baldwin was in Wolf of Wall Street, I would have watched Wolf of Wall Street.
It wouldn't have been as good with him though.
Yeah, because I fucking hate
Leo
Alec
made the
Baldwin.
movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not an Alec Baldwin fan, but
Yeah.
he's just. I think Brad Pitt's the man. But he's guy is he's cool. All right, number 3.
Hailey Bieber. This is a crazy story. She just sold her Rhode Beauty to Elf for $1 billion. So she's got that skin company, Rhode Skin, and they have been apparently wheeling and dealing behind the scenes to sell it to Elf Beauty, and they did it. $1 billion confirmed in a May 28th press release. The acquisition is comprised of $800 million in cash and stock provided to Rhode owners, including the CEO, Bieber, Hailey Bieber, Lauren Ratner, and Michael D. Ratner, and then there's an additional $200 million of potential earnout based on future growth of the brand over the next 3-year time frame per the release. So this is a huge deal. I know that she's going to remain now the chief creative officer and head of innovation at Rhode. She will also work as a strategic advisor for Elf. And she was very excited. She went on and to basically say, I always had big dreams for the company, and the most important thing to me is to keep bringing Rhode to more spaces, places, and faces globally. She said, so today I'm incredibly excited and proud to announce that we are partnering with Elf Beauty as we step into this next chapter in the world. So that's huge. I'm thinking, and listen, I don't know what percentage she owns in this company. Let's say 20%. That's a $200 million paycheck that she just got. That's huge
So
for
does
Hailey
she
Bieber.
share that money with Justin?
Well,
I'm
they're
actually
married.
serious because
Well, they're married, so there's no choice. It's community property. $200
So
million bucks.
I just got a story yesterday. Like you've been hearing about Justin having financial troubles and
Yeah.
being a little bit in debt. And I just had a really good source reach out to me yesterday saying, no, this is true. Like the guy is living like the way he spends money is out of control, and he hasn't toured in years. So like the money
But
hasn't been coming in.
what is he doing to blow through that much money? Because he made a ton of money as a performer. Then he sold the rights to his music for $200 million. Like, how do you spend that much money? It doesn't even compute. He didn't buy a plane. He didn't buy an island. He didn't buy a yacht. How do you blow through that much money?
That's the part that I wonder. That I have a very good source that reached out to me, and then I asked him. I said, "How is he got like this guy has that much money? How is he blowing through his money?" And he's like, "Well, he had to sell his catalog for a reason. So I guess
Again,
he owes people money. So he made a lot of money, but he also owes people money from the money he made.
Where? Where? It like doesn't even make sense, because if you said like, oh, the Kardashians blew through their money, I could say, well, I saw the houses, I saw the cars, I saw, you can see the lifestyle. With Justin, it's not like he is walking around in these crazy expensive designer clothes every day. It's not like I don't see him driving around the Ferraris and the Lambos like he used to. And again, if you've got $200 million, a $250,000 car is not that crazy. So I can't compute where that money would have possibly all gone.
He's got help. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in that house, but Hailey. So what I was saying, in the beginning of the podcast, I had a story, and I wanted your advice on this. So I had a tip last night from a source saying that Hailey. Let's not clip this, by the way. I'm just don't clip this. I'm just for the pod. So I had a tip last night that Hailey was going out for having a party last night to celebrate this deal. So
Okay.
What would you do? I could either A, sell this tip for $500, or
Okay.
B, get a photographer to tip, to code me and to give me a percentage of what the photos make. What would you rather do?
I just get the tip because I don't see this being a big money-making set.
I mean, this is her celebrating this huge photo, this...
I still don't see it being like... Are you going to be inside getting photos of her
them
popping
going
bottles?
in, maybe her,
No,
Bieber,
you're going to get
friends going.
You're going to get a couple photos of her walking out. I don't think they're going to be that valuable. The story itself is valuable. Her walking out I don't see that being a huge seller.
Okay.
So what'd you do?
I picked the opposite, and now I'm fucking pissed.
Call me next time, bro.
Yeah, I'm pissed. So
because no one's buying the photos.
I don't know. I don't even know if the photographer's got the photos. I was like, hey, here's how to do it, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
So sort of pissed now. All right, damn, I'm so mad. Number 2.
Number 2, obviously another week, another bunch of stuff happened in the Diddy court case. So this week in the Diddy federal trial, let's give you a little update. There was some explosive testimony and legal developments that happened, but Kid Cudi's testimony was one of the big things. He testified back in 2012. His Porsche convertible was targeted for an arson attempt using a Molotov cocktail. He alleged that Combs orchestrated the attack due to jealousy over Kid Cudi's brief relationship with Cassie, obviously Diddy's girlfriend at the time, Cudi's ex-girlfriend. There was a fire inspector, Lance Jimenez, that corroborated the incident, describing evidence of a gasoline-soaked malt liquor bottle and a designer handkerchief used as a wick. So the fire caused damage, but it was limited due to the wick's failure to ignite fully. And so that was one testimony that really is to show basically that Diddy was a violent human being, and it wasn't just domestic violence. He is now putting other people at risk and destroying other people's property. There was a former stylist who also hit the stand, Deontay Nash. This was Combs' former stylist. Basically testified that Combs frequently called Cassie Ventura derogatory names and used financial control to keep her dependent. Nash also alleged that Combs coerced Ventura into non-consensual sex acts, which he filmed. So that was one other person that hit the stand this week. And then Combs' legal team, this was a big deal, but Combs' legal team requested a mistrial. They basically argued that the arson testimony could be prejudiced to the jury. The judge denied the request, stating there are no basis to support the claims of any misconduct there. So that's a huge deal that they were trying to basically get the case thrown out, and the judge said, "No, I don't think so." And then looking into whether or not Combs is going to hit the stands himself, it does not seem that is going to be the case. A bunch of legal experts have kind of weighed in. I know, like Lisa Bonner, who has basically said that, yeah, it's unlikely that he is going to testify in his defense, as doing so could expose him to damaging cross-examination about his past alleged offenses. So keep in mind, he's still facing those charges, including racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and if he is convicted, he could face life in prison. So those are kind of the updates from this week. I mean, kind of condensed and wrapped up. So if you missed any of the witnesses or the people that were on the stand, that's kind of the long and the short. I mean, there's a lot of details I obviously left out there, but I think that kind of gets everyone up to speed on what happened this week.
Yeah. It's so funny. Everywhere I go, I should say everywhere I go. Like anytime last night I saw some buddies who I haven't seen in a while. It's like, dude, what are your thoughts on the Diddy case? And I stand by. I think he's going to go away so far. I think the jury's going to, but I don't think he's going to go. It's like, how long? I think he's going to get off on some charges, but majority of the charges he's going to.
I really wish this was televised.
I really
think how much
too.
more entertaining this would have been if
that's the problem. It's not televised.
It sucks. I'm kind of mad at New York federal court. This is not good for entertainment purposes for us to just hear about it. This would be the biggest show on television right now.
Yeah. I just think we just want to see video of Diddy. Ultimately, I just want to see
video, but I want to see these people talking about it. I want to be a part of it because reading it is just not as exciting.
I agree. It's at this point, like the first week and a little bit the second week, I was just like every 2 hours checking my phone to see what's going on. But like this past week, I just checked the end of the day. What's the latest? Because it's just.
But again, this had potential to be O.J. Simpson big, but it's not televised, so it's never going to be as big as the O.J. Simpson trial.
That's right. Boo. All right. Number one story of the week.
Number one story of the week is obviously that President Trump went and pardoned the Chrisleys, Todd and Julie Chrisley. This was wild. I didn't even see this coming, but they were basically released from prison on May 28th following the presidential pardon granted by Trump. The couple have been serving been serving sentences for their 2022 convictions on bank fraud and tax evasion charges. Todd was serving a 12-year sentence and Julie was serving a 7-year term. The pardons come after after a concerted advocacy campaign led by their daughter, Savannah Chrisley, who argued that her parents were prosecuted was politically motivated and their sentences were excessively harsh. And basically, Trump cited that the couple's treatment was pretty harsh. He said that and exercised his constitutional power to grant clemency, a decision that cannot be overturned. And then following their release, the Chrisley family plans to reunite and celebrate all of their missed milestones, and they're set to return to television with a new docuseries on Lifetime documenting their experience. So this was a huge story this week. It was both in the entertainment world and in the political world, and that's what made it the number one story of the week, because it's a big deal. And Trump called up Savannah, giving her the news. She obviously started crying and thanking him, but got a lot of people talking about whether or not they should be released, or if they, or did they serve their time or not? Did they learn their lesson or not? That's all in each person's own beliefs.
Yeah, we haven't still seen video of what's the guy's name? What's this guy's name again? Todd Grizzly. I met the guy once, whatever his name is. Chrisley. But she hasn't showed him, but apparently he looks like in good shape. According to a little sneak she put on her social media. They're filming obviously, so they're gonna make some money from this whole experience. I'm in complete shock. I mean, I know this is we're getting a little bit into politics. I don't know how you decide like this is the guy you're going to pardon when there's so many other people. I mean, I don't understand the political motives of it. It's just a pretty wild thing. My only thing is, if we let him go, can we please let Joe Exotic go? Then Tiger King. Can we please? I think this guy served his time. This guy is fascinating. We need him for entertainment purposes. Let this guy out. Put a bracelet on him so we know where he is at all times. But I need to meet Joe Exotica. That's the guy right now. We've got to see what's going on with him. I mean, this is the guy that needs to be pardoned. Todd Chrisley got out before Joe Exotica. Come on, that show was Tiger King was so much better than Chrisley Knows Best was good for like 2 seasons, and then after a while, it was getting a little weird. I was like, okay, I'm over it.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is the top 10 stories of the week. Thank you guys for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Follow our private Facebook group, Off the Record. You talk to us, we talk to you. It's a fun community. Follow me at Adam Glyn. Follow Dax Holt at Dax Holt. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Guys, hope you liked that video. We got a lot more where that came from.
Hit that bell, like, subscribe, share with a friend. The best thing you do to support us is really doing that. And we really need the money because we need hair gel.